Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thought I'd start a few minutes early here so that way I can get my computer all set up for the Chicago meeting. It's a nice bright Tuesday morning here in the Michigan weather. A little bit chilly. Actually have the heat running this morning. I have to wait for 10:45, 9:45 their time in order to call in. So it's going to be a funny presentation with me mixing and matching. Anybody on yet this morning? Well, good morning, Swedish. Oh, I'm sorry you're having a sleepless night. That's awful. But I'm glad you're here to spend it with me. I appreciate it. You know what I take is one melatonin. It's just like an over-the-counter melatonin. No yawning. And then Walmart has generic Benadryl. And I just take one of those every night. And it doesn't knock me out at all. It just helps me stay asleep. It helps me get to sleep. I doze off very easy. And since it's generic, it's cheap and it's not addictive. I'm not a take drugs kind of person, over the counter, prescribed, or off market. So I enjoy when I can find something that's a little bit easy. Good morning, a girl. How are you today? This is going to be an interesting committee. I'm kind of excited about talking to this committee. It's their workforce development committee, so we're going to school them a little bit on labor laws. Good morning, MD Media. Saw you on DOA's channel a little bit ago. Yep, it's definitely a good morning, sunshine. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they're going to give me any feedback, because Chicago, sometimes they give feedback at the meeting, which I'm surprised, but they do. So this ought to be interesting. Kind of excited about it. I gotta log in here in a minute. It's good morning, doesn't matter. Yeah, no problem. That easement law, the the regulations, they are totally outside regulation on that. And I did the follow-up to the different regulations and where it connects to. And yep, they're commercial property. They're not residential. They're coded commercial on that block. So they have to follow the commercial laws. And then if you follow the, nope, that's what they are CS1, C2, CS1, which if you follow the designation right there on that page, on those rules, and you go to the designation website, that's what they're designated as, is commercial. Good morning, Minnie. So yeah, that's it's definitely, that's what their regulations say, is they're commercial. That's what they're designated in the city as. So that's all we have to go by. There was somebody, I think it was Super Cool, that was talking about there were um, permits that could be applied for the planters for around the whole city in order to take care of the unhoused or to prevent unhoused. But they don't have any open permits whatsoever. They have no easement permits. And there's a link on that page to take you to the permits for that too. Yeah, don't get me on taxes today. Oh my gosh. But good luck with that. I'll cross my fingers and my toes for you. Yeah, we can talk later about it. I am going to give it just another minute here, and then I need to call in. Okay, we are at the 45 mark. Okay.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter the meeting password followed by pound.
Well, let me try this again. Let me.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. Please enter the meeting password followed by pound. joined the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting.
Okay, I am in. They have a really weird system that when you call, you have to do that meeting ID twice. Personal tax year is January to December. Our federal tax year is July through June, or June through May, whatever. Yeah, I haven't had to file in a couple of years. So like before on this site, we have to wait for them to bring it up to see what's going on. Oops, that's not going to work. And then, and it's on my phone too, so it's a little bit weird. Thanks, doesn't matter. I'm kind of a nerd in this way. I really like doing these meetings. Kind of makes me feel like I have a voice, especially when they listen. If they don't listen, I don't like it because that just pisses me off. I don't know. Does it matter? You're more than welcome to email me. Good morning, Peter. No, it won't be about the planners in front of the organization. This one will be about workforce development and labor laws. This is a Chicago meeting. Chicago. Planners in front of the organization will be tomorrow. That's for sure. And maybe today at the LAPD commission meeting, I might talk about the planners. Hopefully we'll have the new chief of police at the meeting today. Grizz, quit snoring. Yep, this is the Chicago City Council Workforce Development Committee. Your area, Peter. Can you guys hear my dog snoring, or do I need to kick him out? Today for the new chief. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot, Peter. Okay, good. Nope. Today, hopefully for the new chief. Today is the LAPD commission meeting at 9:30 LA time. I have a, hopefully this will be over. It'll give me time to stop the stream, go do some fluff and buff, and then I'll come back and reopen. I'm trying to keep the meetings separate so that way I don't have to edit them. Okay, I hear you, girlfriend. Now you both are whining. Go on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Yeah, I hear you. Penny, go lay down. Go lay down. No, get out of my face. Let me see if they've got their website opened yet or the link ready yet. You know, the last couple of times it's taken a little bit. And I only have so many hands, so I'm holding quick links, city council. I know the last time it took like right at the time. Yeah, I've got 3 meetings today. This meeting, LAPD Police Commission meeting, which is at 9:30 LA time. And then I'm probably watch the city council because I know audit's going to be there. So I'll probably watch that one. And then tonight there is a Utah Salt Lake City Council meeting that I told Crazy I would attend. And that's not till 9 o'clock tonight, my time. So long in between stretch in between the meetings. Okay, doesn't matter. Thank you. I'll take a look for it here after this meeting, okay? And I'll catch back up with you. Good luck today. And Peter, you only have to tell me 10 times before I'll finally remember that you're in Sacramento. I'm sorry. Let's see if we have a link yet. Nope, not yet. It'll start on my phone first. Yep. Did you ever meet up with her, Peter?
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, it is starting on the phone. So, Chrissy, stop. Stop. Sorry guys, trying to concentrate on doing a couple things at once here. They definitely have a weird system on here. Wish they just would have a link that you could just go to. Here we go. Good morning, Rika. Good morning, T. Morning, Jet Mechanic Girl. How are you doing this morning? Well, I doubt we're going to have like a zillion people wanting to give comment this morning. You did, Peter, and I'm still pondering them. Definitely some different ideas. And I know I responded in somewhat fashion to you. Oh, why, thank you, Jet Mechanic Girl, because you look wonderful too. I know you do. Morning, Haggis. Hola, hola. Hola, ¿qué tal? So anyways, this meeting shouldn't take too long because I doubt we're going to have too many people on this committee meeting. I probably will be the only one, really, to be honest. Well, I say that because I love you, because you're my sister. Jet Mechanic Girl is my real life sister. In real life, IRL. Oh, well, thank you, Swedish. Yeah, I know. The only thing that I don't like is behind me is the sunlight that comes in. I need to. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad. It's anything's worth a shot, Peter. Definitely anything is worth a shot. Swedish Lena says hello to Jet Mechanic Girl. Got a few people from around the world on here, Lore. Jet Mechanic Girl, sorry about that. Oh, goodness sake. That's true, Peter. Or going straight to the authorities again. I mean, time's passed, so it may be worth another shot just going straight to the authorities to do another wellness check. Jet Mechanic Girl is very close to Rika, who happens to be on RICA. Rika and her are neighbors. Kinda. Actually, there's a lot of people up there that are neighbors to my sis. And that's not me snorting, that's the dog. Okay, people. Jet Mechanic Girl, if you put a @ symbol in front of the name, RICA, then that'll tag her. Okay, Teeth, get some sleep. Thanks for popping in. Peter, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are about that. I would show you Jet Mechanic Girl, but I'm not on my web page to do that. Okay, Haggis, you may miss out though. Hopefully they'll start here pretty quick and we'll be done. Wake up. Stop. Stop snoring.
I'll call this meeting to order of the Committee on Workforce Development, and we're going to recess at 7:30 waiting on the quorum. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you jerkies.
I'll call this meeting to order of the Committee on Workforce Development, and we're going to recess till 10:30, waiting on a quorum. Thank you, everyone.
Well, looks like we get to do some singing and some dancing while we're waiting. You know, I don't know. I don't know haggis. Yeah, but now that we gotta wait another 20 minutes. Yeah, it's 10 after, so haggis you can make us some breakfast. But that's the way it goes sometimes. At least we're not late, we're early. I don't mind being early. Hey, jet mechanic girl, are you at work already? Or are you just getting your day started? Are you on your way? Ooh, yummy. That sounds delicious. And when you take the bacon and the eggs and you put them inside the pancake and you roll it up and then you just put the syrup on top of it. So I think I asked too many questions. So was that a yes to you're at work already? Well, I guess it's 8 o'clock, isn't it? Ruh-roh. Well, it's a good thing they have you there to fix them. That's for sure. Broke planes are not a good thing. Mm. Okay, Cece, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. They're still doing smog check things down there? Oh my gosh. So many states just quit those. It's definitely a money gobbling thing. Cece, if you're still in here, one of these days we need to connect so that way we can just talk. Because sometimes typing and texting is a little bit hard for me. Blessings to you too, sis. Love ya. I'm so glad you can't hear him snoring. What a lug. I see you, buddy. Somebody's got to fix those airplanes, or else they go boom. So as Peter's saying, California geography demands the smog requirements. The valley air quality is impacted by the number of cars on the road. Bay Area smog is blown into the valley, and the Sierra Madres keep it there. I hear you. There's a lot of cars down there too. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. It's like the other day when MD Media? Yeah, MD Media and DOA were both over at the Comic-Con. Oh my gosh, I had to turn the computer off. There were so many people there. I was having an anxiety attack through the computer. There was so many people. Like, this is way too crowded for me to even watch. It was so packed. You would think, Peter, like up in Anchorage, um, on the other side of the mountain. So I know down there you guys have the Santa Ana winds. You'd think that would blow it out a little bit better with the Santa Anas. Up there we had the Chinooks, which is basically the same thing. Do you get Santa Anas in the summertime too, or is it just more of a winter time? Haggis, that's funny. Okay. I thought they went all the way up. My bad. Yeah, that cracked me up because well, one, the planners are illegal, but two, they're stranded property. I can't wait for Henry's case to get resolved. Okay. You think it would stir up enough to keep the atmosphere and the air clear. But yeah, calling out two cop cars to come talk to him about where he was parking, one, that's parking enforcement, not a police's issue, and two, about him putting flyers on property that's in the easement.
City of Chicago City Council Rules of Conduct for Public Meetings, 2023 to 2027 pursuant to the Chicago City Council Rules of Order and Procedure,
Looks like they're trying to get it ready. Okay, you guys, let's go, let's go. Yeah, my said sister that um, lives up near Rika now did live down near, uh, where's Coachella at? She lived there for a while. Palm Springs. If they don't hurry up, we're probably going to end up running right into the other meeting. Hopefully not. I got to have audit call um, Sacramento to see if and who took up that bill, the Obolensky bill. We put her name on it, so she's going to have to call to find out. Is my tone too soft if I sit back this far, you guys? Or is it still okay loud? Peter, Swedish, can you hear me? Good, thank you. I think there's just such a delay. Thank you, Peter. Aha, I think you were human before, but a little bit more human is always better. Yeah, I already had my one little cup of coffee this morning. Bright and early. My eyes popped open at about 6 o'clock this morning and said, boop, time to get up. I know I saw that, Haggis. I saw that this morning. You know, I don't know about that, Peter. That's a good question. I don't know a lot about the R1 visa process at all. Do you know any of the senators or anybody that you could reach out to? Good morning, Nico. Hmm. Yeah, I've always wondered how they do those streams. Oh, here we go.
City of Chicago City Council Rules of Conduct for Public Meetings, 2023 to 2027 pursuant to the Chicago City Council Rules of Order and
Can
Procedure,
you guys
Rule
hear that?
49, the Sergeant at Arms sets forth the following rules of conduct to be followed during the public comment period and the duration of all committee and city council meetings. Profane, vulgar, threatening, abusive, or disruptive language is not permitted. Demeaning, discriminatory, or harassing behavior and speech directed towards others is not permitted. Disruptive behavior, including disruptive or disrespectful conduct during others' presentations, is not permitted. Banners, flyers, or signage are not permitted. Backpacks, large bags, and sharp objects are not permitted. Clear bags, not tinted in color, that do not exceed 12 by 12 by 6 inches, will be permitted and are subject to search. All food and beverages, including in metal canisters, are not permitted. Cell phones must be placed on silent prior to entering the meeting room. Individuals must remain seated. Public comment speakers are permitted to stand only when providing public comment. Small handheld devices may be used only while seated, and the user must refrain from interfering with the view or hearing of other individuals. Individuals or groups failing to adhere to these rules will be asked to cease such disruptive conduct, and failure to comply will result in their being subject to removal from the meeting by the Sergeant at Arms.
Hmm. Mr. Roboto. So remember, you guys may hear a little bit of a loop on this one. Not bad, but a little bit. Sorry, guys. I have it on mute on my end, so I don't know if they're loud.
Committee on Workforce Development will now come to excuse me. We have three agenda items. The first is the approval of the June 3rd Rule 45 report, resolution 24-00.
The Committee on Workforce Development will now come to reorder, forgive me. Today we have three agenda items. The first is the approval of the June 3rd Rule 45 report, Resolution 2024-00-13128, declaring October 28th as First Responders Day in Chicago, and finally a direct introduction of an ordinance authorizing the execution of the CBA, collective bargaining agreement between the City of Chicago and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Local 743. Before we begin, I will conduct a roll call of our members. Alderman Yancey. Alderman Yancey's president. Alderman Hall. Alderman Beal. Alderman Chico. Alderman Chico is present. Alderwoman Ramirez. Alderman Quinn. Alderman Quinn is present. Vice Chair Gutierrez.
Here.
Vice Chair Gutierrez is present. Alderman Coleman. Alderman Curtis. Alderman Curtis is present. The chair is present. Alderman Taliaferro. Alderman Taliaferro is present. Alderman Ramirez Rosa. Alderman Spasaro. Alderperson Vasquez. Alderperson Vasquez is present. Alderwoman Clay. I believe she's on her way. We have 8, and that is a quorum. By Rule 59, committee members Carlos Ramirez Rosa and William Hall have requested to attend by remote means. May I have a motion to allow for that? Vice Chair Gutierrez so moves. All those in favor of permitting Alderpersons Ramirez Rosa and Hall to attend remotely today, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. We have Alder Fuentes also in attendance for the roll. At this time, we will begin our public comment period. The public comment period is limited to 30 minutes or less. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. Out of respect for everyone's time, our first speaker today is Mr. George Blakemore.
Speaking to the empty seats here, it's something inherently wrong to have a committee meeting that the people do not attend. Most of the people here are part of the system. They work for the city of Chicago, and they're negotiating contracts. Workforce. Well, in workforce is racism in workforce. What? That's right. And it's racism with these unions. The teachers union, police unions, it's evil here. It's corrupt here. It's sinful here. And the reason this can continually go on because you have no citizen participation. Well, they voted. You just can't vote. You got to make them accountable every day. Every day. You got to get on them. So they don't represent you. They're a little cadre, a little group of people that are selfish. They represent themselves. They don't represent the public. This is a broken system, a corrupt city, a city that doesn't work. Well, how do you know, Mr. Blakemore, all these elected officials that's been indicted, Burke, and all back doing, it's terrible here. But what party? Do they have a multi-party here? No. What kind of party? A one-party system, the Democrats. 69 in each other. A one-party system. Well, that sounds like communist China or Russia. That doesn't sound like how democracy works. You have multi-party. You know, you have checks and balance. Maybe we need a benevolent dictator. A benevolent dictator might be better than these so-called Democrats that's running this government. My mother and father, they did not run that house they ran it like a dictator. So that's what we need here. Well, Trump's not a dictator. Well, is Trump a racist? Biden is too. On my way to Freedom Land, I'm going red. Oh, you going? I'm going red. If you can go blue, I can go red because I hate you. And you made me hate you by the way you have treated my people. And something is wrong with black people on the plantation. The master made a nigga. What? Well, not a black man. We got to purge ourselves of this slave mentality and become strong black men and women. And we must be selfish people. Self-preservation.
Thank you, Mr. Blakemore. Next up is Taiwan Sims.
Good morning, committee. Good morning. David Rodriguez, the chairman. I don't really know how to. Michael Rodriguez, David. Well, David, I like that better. So when I first came into there was an education meeting happening, and you came in the room and you said, if you're not at the table, then you the snack. However, let me reiterate that again. Once again, Black Americans are hard to digest. Right now, the unemployment rate for Black American men in the city of Chicago is 5.4. It's been this way historically now. For 50 years, would make it historic. However, in these last, since 2019, we see that it's been exacerbated by the practices of, I can only say, this committee right here. While you ignore the fact that I'm speaking into the mic about a detriment that's happening to citizens here in Chicago. But I know it's a agenda to, I guess, eradicate, because if we don't have finance, if we don't have economy, if we don't have money, then we dead in the water. Or if we don't have money, then we become the snack in your belly, or the snack in the belly of those people who thought or had some assumption that they might be able to get away with it. This $1 billion was brought on by ineptness on the behalf of you, Michael, or your bias towards a nation of people that you don't even understand, or the Democratic Party. I don't know what it is, but I could tell you this, it won't work. I could surely tell you this, and we can point it out through the $1 billion when you came in and y'all was championing for the work permits, but as of October 8th, the safe passage, that's all over with. So your Venezuelans, they got a couple more months, but they really working illegally right now. And for all those jobs that you try to undercut Black Americans out of, once Trump get in office, then we'll be right back in generation. So you can hold that little big head. But I'm telling you, man, this is ridiculous. To believe that in 44 years, I thought that we was getting somewhere as a people. I thought they seen some value, but they don't. Because y'all want to hold your piddly little self up above others. I'm not going to blame a nation of people or that criminal over that vast squares for every individual in this room that thought y'all was going to get away with it. And also for the shot spotter thing, look, try to get it back. But since this workforce development, the way y'all try to whittle that 75 million out of cutting that cadet, those 2 months of cadet class, take that. Y'all need to take that to Brandon Johnson. Understand that they screwing us in this city. They screwing us because they got a bias against Americans.
Thank you. Next up is Zoe Lee.
See you guys about to do a resolution for the first responders. And it's crazy because you guys do deserve it. But again, the issue is that it's it's no structure in America right now. That's just what it is. No structure in Chicago. I don't care for neither party, and that's just real. But for 60 years, the Democratic Party has been getting the black vote. And to come here for the past year and a half fighting for my mother's property that was unlawfully demolished from the city of Chicago, and to see all these black homeless men outside with mental health issues that is not, and that's being, is just not being taken care of, is a problem. These people could all have jobs. So to come here to this workforce, to hear you guys they're about to praise you, black men, you know, for doing y'all job. But at the end of the day, they don't care about y'all. They don't care about black men at all. And y'all are our muscle. Y'all are our muscle, and they do not care about y'all. And the only way that this is going to stop is if Black America boycott. But we scared to do that, even though our ancestors showed us that we could do this. So, since we can't do that, I'm going to take my talents over here to the Republican Party, because at the end of the day, when people always say, what has the Republicans done for us? Well, they gave us Reconstruction era, right? And then Andrew Jackson went and took that away, Democrat president, and then gave us the Jim Crow, right? And then we had to deal with Jim Crow. Then once we get out of Jim Crow, we deal with the crack epidemic, right? Then they take the man out of our house. Then we dealt with mass incarceration, right? And then men who dealt with marijuana charges, right? Turn around, and now we got dispensaries everywhere. They continue to play us, and we're going on another 60 years, civil rights movement. It's 1964. We're going on another 60 years to give them our vote again. For what? Why? They are continuously playing us, especially the black man. Y'all don't have no say in nothing. What is the point? This election is very, very important for Black America, because right now, the Hispanics, the LGBTQ, and the immigrants have taken over the Democratic Party, and we have no say. So I would talk to y'all family members, I would have common sense, and I would flip Chicago red.
Thank you. Our last speaker is Diana Incapié.
Good morning. I know we're here to honor the people. Thank you so much for putting your life in this work. I'm not here to complain or ask tell you the problems that we have in our communities, stuff like that. But I want to know, can you give me some tools on how to help certain things that's happening in our community? A lot of more than seven charter schools are closed, and my daughter is in one of them. I want to know for you to tell me, what can we do as a community? Because I cannot say, you take care of it, you take care of it. No, it's all of us. All of us together can help all the problems that we have, all the problems we have within ourselves and stuff like that. So tell me, what can we do for these charter schools that are closed as a parent that I am to fix the problem? We have so much problems in our city. I love my city. I love Chicago. I love what I do. I love helping our people, our community, because that's what we are. If we learn what community is about, we learn each one voice, right? So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to stand for my daughter. I work in a nonprofit organization that I love. I love helping my community because I know where I came from. I stand here and I'm honored to be able to have a mic to speak, because our words mean something. And I'm not here to complain. I'm here for you to give me a tool. You know, I don't want to say the Black community, the Hispanic community, no, because we all in here in the same place. So that's what I'm talking. I don't have the 3 minutes to speak up because I don't have much. That's the only thing and concern that I have. It's workforce, right? And workforce that we're gonna speak here is closing the schools. They're not gonna have work. So how are we gonna be able to fix that? And that's all I have. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. There being no more speakers, I would
Hi,
like to
Chairman.
recognize,
Hi, Chairman. This is tech support. There's actually
like
one
to-
more speaker on
excuse
Zoom.
me, it's okay. I'd like to recognize Alderwoman Clay for the quorum.
Hello. Hello.
Excuse me,
Hello.
order, please. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Our first order of business is the approval of the June 3rd Rule 45 report. Every member of the committee should have received a copy in their email as well as a hard copy today. Can I have a motion to approve the Rule 45 report? Alder Quinn so moves. All those in favor of passing the report, respond by saying aye. Any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. We're actually going to go out of the order of business. We're going to take the union contract first. Today we have Chief Labor Negotiator Cicely Porter here to talk about the agreement and answer any questions. Cicely, you're up.
Good God.
Good
We only
morning,
have
Chairman
one agenda
Rodriguez
item,
and committee
so-
members. My name is Cecily Porter Adams, and I'm the city's chief labor negotiator from the city's law department.
Freaking-
And I thank you for the opportunity to discuss the
there's a
proposed
Zoom
collective
caller.
bargaining agreement between the city and the Teamsters Local 743. This union represents approximately 4 public health nurse 3s and 4 public health nurse 4s, all of whom are in the Department of Public Health.
Yep,
This
they skipped
agreement
me, even though the person
has been
behind
ratified
said there's a
by
Zoom
the
caller.
union, and we believe that it is the best deal possible for the taxpayers of the city of Chicago and the employees who are part of this union. The term of the agreement is from July 1, 2022 to June 30, 2027, to be effective upon ratification by the city council. As I mentioned, the bargaining unit has already ratified the agreement. The wages that we agreed to are consistent with what was provided for our other civilian unions, which are as follows: effective July 1, 2022, a 3% increase, and the same is true for July 1, 2023. Effective January 1 of 2024, the wage increase will be between 3 and 5%, depending on what the CPIU is, and the
So they
same
know
is true
I'm
for
up.
January of
They know I'm here.
2025 and January of 2026. January 2027, there will be a 3.25% increase. Some other significant terms are effective 30 days after ratification or January 1, 2025, whichever is later. The city will provide a signing bonus for pandemic pay in the amount of $3,000. This is what we did with our other civilian unions. We will also increase deferred compensation matches as we do with our other bargaining unions. So effective
as I said, they only
1/1/24,
have the
the city will
one
contribute
agenda
$1.50
item,
for
so
each dollar
hopefully
that the employee contributes,
she'll
up
get
to a
her-
maximum of
get his attention
$750 a
after, 'cause I
year.
doubt it.
And in
I
2027,
don't
we will
wanna hang
contribute
up and not
$1.75
be
for every
ready
dollar
either.
that the employee contributes.
Frickin'
We also
guys.
extended the paid parental leave policy, the Juneteenth holiday. And one important thing that we did for this union, this was a
Unmuted,
big
so I hope
issue
they
for
heard.
them, is that we made adjustments to their salary schedule. So we added another step after 21 years of service, that will become effective 1/1/2026. So that recognizes those who've been in a bargaining unit and work for the city. We also are creating a new title called the Supervising Public Health Nurse, and that will be effective 1/1/2025, which will consolidate these two titles and provide a pay increase for those employees who were in the lower title. Some of the other things we did was to move the pay dates to make it consistent with our workforce, which will help the city advance technology in that area, as well as develop a plan to move employees to direct deposit. We also made adjustments to expedite the hiring process for this bargaining unit. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss this, and if anyone has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Porter. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve item 3 on the agenda. Alder Chico so moves. All those in favor, please respond by saying aye. Any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. I will report this out at the next city council meeting. Thank you,
Thank you.
Cicely. Our final order of business today, and what we're here, a lot of us are here for today, is agenda item number 2, a resolution designating October 28th as First Responders Day in the city of Chicago. Before moving on, I'd like to ask my staff to read out the resolution for the public record. Catherine, John, go right ahead.
A resolution recognizing First Responders Day. Whereas first responders, including public works professionals, firefighters, police officers, emergency medical technicians, 911 dispatchers, paramedics, crisis response mental health professionals, and other emergency personnel, stand on the front lines of our communities, selflessly serving and protecting the residents of Chicago in times of crisis. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 6th annual National First Responders Day, sponsored by the bipartisan resolutions in the U.S. House and Senate. And whereas the Chicago City Council has been informed of this occasion by the Honorable Michael D. Rodriguez, Alderman of the 22nd Ward. And whereas first responders swiftly and courageously run toward emergencies, often putting their bodies and lives at risk to ensure the safety and well-being of others, whether in natural disasters, accidents, medical emergencies, or public health and
skipped
safety
me.
threats. And
And then the
whereas
clerk
Chicago's
said,
dedicated first
"Hey,
responders
there's
provide
somebody on
rapid response
Zoom."
to
The
over
guy skipped
3,500
me.
calls each day. And whereas it is imperative that the city of Chicago recognize the
I'm
great
waiting
debt
to see
owed
if
to our
maybe
first
they'll come back
responders,
to
not
it.
only upon their retirement or after a large event, but repeatedly and regularly, now therefore.
Be it resolved that we, the mayor, and the members of the City Council of the City of Chicago hereby declare October 28th, 2024 as First Responders Day, recognize and remember the first responders we have lost, and extend our gratitude to all of our first responders for
Chicago
continuously
is
putting their lives on the
horrible
line
at
to make
First Amendment.
Chicago a better, stronger, and safer city. And be it further resolved that a suitable copy of this resolution be prepared and presented to Superintendent Larry Snelling, Commissioner Annette Nance Holt, Director Jose Tirado, and Commissioner Alasimbo Ige as a sign of our respect and honor. Thank you very much for reading out that resolution. I want to acknowledge all the first responders we have here today with us. We have Sergeant Rudy Vargas, Sheriff Christopher Suggs, Officer Filiberto Rosas, Officer Megan O'Shaughnessy, Fire Lieutenant Quentin Curtis, Officer Delilah Goree, and Victim Advocate Lisandra Nava. Let's give them all a round of applause. Yes, please. Who's the other?
Officer Carl Pruitt, CPD.
Another round of applause. Thank you for being here. Hardly a week, a day goes by in this city when we aren't reminded of the important work of public servants stepping in to protect us all. From the brave members of the Chicago Fire Department rushing into buildings, to the OEM dispatcher who stays on a line with someone in crisis, to our officers who are on the front lines every day, to our victims advocates and our outreach workers who are also on those same front lines. I want to recognize the life-saving work of our paramedics, our nurses, particularly today as we sign a new collective bargaining agreement with Teamsters Local 743. I also want to recognize those less talked about responders, those school counselors who step in when students' life are at risk, victim advocate, or just a neighbor who helps someone through the worst times of their lives. Today, I have brought, and I'll allow my committee members also to talk about those who they've brought. I've brought Lisandra Nava, who works at Enlace Chicago, who's a victim advocate, a former outreach worker in my community in Little Village and the 10th District. Someone who I've known her family my whole life, who I know who's worked tirelessly day in and day out, responding at a hospital, responding in a victim's home, to offer them some sort of semblance of support. I want to thank you for all the work that you do every day in our community.
I'm going to go ahead and hang up
Thank
on
you so
this,
very
guys.
much.
These guys are.
I'll go to committee members, and I will go from right to left. Alder Curtis, you want to talk about the individuals you brought today?
I'll keep it running on my phone just in case. But yuck. That just pissed me off, you guys. I can't believe it. They knew somebody was on Zoom. How frustrating. I'll leave it on my phone just in case they happen to call me, and then I'll edit it back in there. But man, they need to get a better system than that. This, fuck it. Excuse my language. I even hung up on there. All that, I've been waiting for days to do this. Yes, very infuriating. Okay, you guys, I need to go take care of a little bit of business before I hop on this LAPD commission meeting. So I'm gonna end broadcast, and I'll pop back in about 15-20 minutes. Okay? Thanks, you guys.